I'm Scott Flowers with Cloud Ninjas. Today we're here to continue our series on the Dell PowerEdge R6525. In this video we're going to specifically focus on memory. Let's get going. Hey, thanks for stopping by today to learn a little bit more about the Dell PowerEdge R6525. Do us a favor, if you find anything that helps you in this video, click that like and smash that subscribe. All right, we'll top in. This video will be specifically dedicated to memory. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over some general information. We're going to talk about the speeds, the sizes, the types of compatible memory, and then at the very end we're going to show you how to install and even which DIMM slots to install into if you're not fully maxing it out. So if you're interested in the install, go ahead and fast forward. If you're interested in everything else, let's get going. All right, let's start with the general information. So this machine accepts DDR4 memory. There are 32 DIMM slots inside, which means there are 16 DIMM slots per CPU because there are 2 CPUs. And then this bit right here is important as well. There are 2 DIMMs per memory channel, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go forward, and we'll show you in the install because that's going to determine where to install modules when you're not fully putting in 32 memory modules, which a lot of people won't be doing. 32 is a lot, but 32 is cool because you can put in a lot of RAM into this machine. All right, well, what speeds can you use? According to Dell's spec sheet, you can use 2666, 2933, and 3200. 3200 is the max for DDR4 as a whole. However, if you do want, you can put in 2133 or 2400. I know it's not on the spec sheet, but yes, it will work. We've tested, we've played with it. So let's just say you have some old stuff laying around, or you just want to move some stuff over from a different system and you don't want to pay the extra money because 3200 is expensive. And actually right now there is a DDR4 shortage. The manufacturers have come out and said, hey, we're done making DDR4 on the new side. And so that's causing a bit of a shortage because people are buying everything out of the used market. And at the same exact time, there's a bunch of laptops and desktops that are coming out from the COVID days, and all those laptops and desktops that are coming out need to get upgraded on their RAM to be able to install Windows 11, and people are actually tearing down old used server modules to make new laptop and desktop modules, and because of that, DDR4 has actually spiked over the last month. So as prices are going up, you might sit there and say, hey, well, how can I save a little bit of money? 2133 and 2400 are still the best bang for the buck, but they're slower speeds. So that's the speed you can use though. And one more important note for speed, this is going back to the DIMMs per channel. If you're using 3200 speed modules, which are great and recommended for this machine, but if you're using 3200 speed modules and you're using 1 DIMM per channel, so let's just say you put in 16 modules, so you're only putting 1 DIMM per channel. You have to have 2 CPUs in this scenario, of course. In that scenario, you can actually go at 3200 speed. Now, if you're putting 2 DIMMs per channel, let's say you load it up with, 32 gigs or something like that, it's going to clock down to 2933 even if you install a 3200 speed module, and that's going to be the same for other DIMMs. So if you install a 2933, it's going to clock down. If you do 2 DIMMs per channel, if you install a 2666, it's going to clock down, and so on and so forth. So just know that going in, as far as the speed you'll actually get will depend on how many modules you install. And this isn't the only system. That's very common for memory as a whole, and a lot of the newer systems actually have 1 DIMM per channel for that reason, so that the speed won't clock down. All right, what DIMM sizes can we use? You have 8 gigs, 16 gig, 32 gig, 64 gig, or all the way up to 128 gigabyte. Yes, you can put in 32 128 gigabyte DIMMs, and that will get you all the way up to 4 terabytes. Now, there's a key to that, and that's going to bring us to, well, what type of RAM can I use? Well, you can use ECC Registered, known as RDIMMs, or you can use Load Reduce, known as LRDIMM. With ECC Registered, the max you can do is 3264 gigs, which is going to get you to 2 terabytes, whereas with LRDIMMs, that's where you can use the 3228 gigs, and that'll get you up to 4 terabytes. So again, depending on what type of RAM you use will depend on your max, and you cannot mix them. So you can't drop in some LRDIMMs and some ECC Reg, even if you switch them on different CPU, it's not going to work. So make sure it's all clean and flush. You really want the same throughout your machine. It just makes it run better. You want to have even distribution throughout your channels, so everything is just nice and smooth. All right, well, now that we know a little bit more about the different types of RAM we can use that are compatible, the speeds, the sizes, how it clocks down, just the general information, let's go ahead and start our install. And that might be what you came here for, and hopefully you fast forwarded right to this moment if that's the case. But before we do our install, let's grab our ESD gear and be right back.
Hey, this is Mason with Cloud Ninjas, and today I'm going to show you guys how to properly install your memory modules into your Dell PowerEdge R6525 server. All you'll need here is your memory modules. So go ahead and set it to the side, pop our latch, and then open the top just like any other server you've been in before. As you can see, these 16 DIMM slots are controlled by CPU 1, and these 16 DIMM slots are controlled by CPU 2. The white tab indicates that it's the start of the memory channel, and the black tab indicates that it's the end of a memory channel. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and label these DIMM slots so that way you know what order you need to install them in. This is A1, A2, then flip over to A3, A4, then flip back over to A5, A6, then flip over to A7, and A8. And that will be the order for one CPU and installing just 8 memory modules. Now if you have 2 CPUs and you want to install the next 8 modules, you'll go ahead and start at B1, B2, then flip over to B3, B4, then go ahead and flip back, B5, B6, then flip again, B7, B8. So that will be the configuration if you have 2 CPUs and 16 modules to install. Lastly, if you want to install memory in every slot, then this is A9, A10, A11, A12, A13, A14, A15, A16. And then over here we have B9, B10, B11, B12, B13, B14, B15, B16. So now let's go ahead and show the notch here in the middle of the module. So as you can see, in all the DIMM slots, there's this middle line, and the notch will need to line up to that middle line. This is important so we don't damage any leads and ensure our modules are facing the right way. So let's go ahead and install our first module into A1. Gently slot your module into A1 and press down on both ends, and you should hear a click sound. If you don't hear a click sound, then it's best to ensure that the tabs are fully pushed in and securing the DIMM. Sometimes when these modules are not fully locked in by the tabs on the side, the server will throw out a memory error, and this is one of the most common reasons for this. So in general, it's a good idea to ensure that the tabs are securing the module. So now we will fast forward and show you what it looks like when you have one CPU and 8 modules installed. Alright, so this is what it'll look like with 8 modules installed being controlled by CPU 1. Now let's go ahead and show you 8 more modules being installed for CPU 2. As you can see, we have a total of 16 modules installed now, 8 being controlled by CPU 1 and the other 8 being controlled by CPU 2. Now we will fast forward and show you what it looks like when all the DIMM slots have a memory module installed. This is what 32 memory modules installed into your Dell PowerEdge R6525 looks like. And you've done it! You successfully installed memory into your Dell PowerEdge R6525 server. Hey, do us a favor, click that like button and smash the subscribe. If you're looking for any custom built Dell, HPE, Supermicro, Gigabyte, Asus, ASRock, Cisco, we do it all. We have both new and refurbished, so give us a call or email us at sales@cloudninjas.com. That's sales@cloudninjas.com. Anyways guys, thanks for stopping by.